Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Okay, students? Very good. Shall we come back to our lesson? The, the test and interview in the selection process. We have completed the test and interview, isn't it? Then, next one, after conducting various interviews, they have to do the physical examination or the medical examination. Okay, that is the fifth step, physical examination. That means they will medical test we say, isn't it? Because every person they have to work without any disease, isn't it? So their blood group, their blood level, everything will be done. That thorough checkup will be done for the candidates. That means they are physically they are healthy, to prove that they are physically able to discharge their duties efficiently and effectively. Okay, if that we even Tamil we say, isn't it, one proverb, சுவர் இருந்தால் தான் சித்திரம் வரைய முடியும். That is the proverb. Because if the physical body is healthy, only then they can do the work. That means they have sound mind in a sound body. So the body and mind is sound, only then we can discharge our duties efficiently. So, but if a person is having poor health, all of a sudden he may fell ill. He may not be able to discharge his duties effectively, isn't it? That is why every organization, after selecting a particular candidate, if he has passed all the tests and interviews, they have to do the medical checkup, medical examination. There are some other purpose also to do this physical examination or the medical examination, because whether they are fit to do the job, that is the one. Then if that selected candidate is having one contagious disease, then the other people may be affected. Other people also will get the same disease, isn't it? So, or if some organizations they provide free treatment for the employees if they fall ill. Okay, so if they have selected the disease, the one a person is having some that dangerous disease, that person must be treated freely, isn't it? So they will be in a situation to lose a lot of money just to treat that employee. Understand? That is in order to reduce that medical cost, they have to do this physical examination. So after, if he is fit, what they have to do, the next process is reference check. What is reference check? Here many organizations, in the application blank itself, when they apply for the job, they will ask the reference, whom they can refer, a person who is working in this organization or any other organization. Some reference, their name, for contact number, address and all will be given. Okay, so they are called the referees. So what the organization, the employer organization, they will do, then they may send one form, one that printed form, pre-printed or standardized form to those referees, and requesting them to write all the details about this their candidates. Okay, about their character, their conduct, then their attitude, how they behave with others. Okay, or any good values they have. Everything must be detail they will get from that reference. Okay, so if they give that people recommend for this person, they may accept his application. Okay, Then the next process is approval by higher authority. Then after approval by higher authority. So the selected candidates, now the after referring with the reference check, checking with the referring people, after doing the physical examination, if they all satisfied with this one, they will send the list of the selected candidates along with the waiting list of the candidates. Some waiting list also will be sent with all the details. This will be sent to the higher authorities in the organization. Maybe the chairman, okay, or the HR officer, human resource director, CEO, chief executive officer, or any other person like this. Okay, so they have to get the approval from that higher authority. Only then they will call for that particular candidate for final interview. Okay, approval by higher authority. Then the next process, after getting the approval from them, they will do the final selection. They will call for the final interview, isn't it? So there they will call for the final interview, and there also some stages will be there. Okay, they may ask some more questions. Then they will say their rules and regulations. Who the employer organization will explain all the rules and regulation of the organization. Then how the maybe the dress code, or there about their transportation, or what all the employer expects from them, or even how they can improve their performance, then their increment. Okay, everything will be discussed with them, where then scale of pay, everything. Then they may also allow the candidates also to talk with them related to their problems, anything. Okay, that is called final selection. Then after selecting them, they will sign the contract. Okay, that is called contract of employment. Contract of employment. That is the rules and regulation. Okay, that one, rules and regulations related to many things, related to the organization, what all they have to follow when they perform their duties in the organization, what are the information that should be related to the organization, that should be followed by the employees, will be written in an agreement, in a paper, and it should be read carefully by the candidate. Okay, only if he is satisfied with that one, then both will sign in that agreement. That is called contract of employment. What are the details will be available there in the contract? Their duties and responsibilities, how they have to work in the organization. Then what is the job given to them? Okay, the name of the job. Then scale of pay, or what are the increments, the how they scheme of increment. Then any other allowance will be paid by the employer. Then now time, that working time. Okay, then related to many things. Okay, then the disciplinary procedure, how they have to be in the organization. Then all the rules related to the job will be mentioned in the contract. If he is agreed with that contract, both of them will sign in the contract. Especially the employee has to sign. That means he will discharge all the duties as per the contract of employment. Then they will appoint that person in a particular position. Okay, it will be appointed in a particular post. Okay, this is the procedure or the process of selection. Okay, now this process or selection process vary as per some factors. many factors only are influencing the selection process. What is the first one? The nature of post. That it varies. What? The selection process. In the beginning itself we learned the selection process is not for every organization in the world. Okay, each organization will have their own process. In some process, very simple. They will conduct one interview and immediate appointment. Or in some organization, they will get the recruitment, all the things, even test also. Many test, ability test, then aptitude test, achievement test. Okay, many types of test will be conducted. Then reference check will be given. Physical examination will be there. Okay, then approval by the higher authority. It is a continuous process. Okay, here we have around 9 process, isn't it? So all these will be conducted by very few organization. So it is here, it varies as per the nature of post. Okay, as per the nature type of the post, it varies. For example, for each post, bank employees, how they are selected, we know, isn't it? Bank employees are selected through that recruitment board, isn't it? They will conduct that recruitment is there, then by several tests, then interview, then all these will be conducted. But some other organization, factories and all, they that varies. Okay, the nature of post. Then the number of candidates. Number of candidates. If the number of candidates are more, what they have to do? They have to shortlist the number of candidates, because all the candidates cannot be given job in an organization. If the number of candidates are more, they have to shortlist. Then the selection process will differ, the longer, isn't it? But if the number of candidates are very few, 2 or 3, then the process also will be less. Okay, as per the number of candidates, the selection process will vary. If the number of candidates are large, in many in number, then what they got, for which job we will get more number of candidates? For the clerical level or lower level employment, isn't it? Very high level CEO, or here in our school also we can take it as an example, isn't it? If they apply for a teacher, many candidates will be coming, isn't it? But if the same is applied for a principal or a director, it will be very few. Okay, so number of candidates also affecting it is another factor that affect the selection process. Then the next one, selection policy. Selection policy. Here you should understand selection process and selection policy. They both are somewhat interrelated. Selection policy. Okay. Here, what is their selection policy? Some organization, what they do, they will directly, one day they call for one walk-in interview. Okay, the people, it will be advertised in a newspaper. One day they will conduct interview, immediately they will appoint. But some other organization, they may follow many steps. They follow, the process will be having many steps, as we have studied in this lesson. Okay, the physical examination, reference check, then some kind of test. Okay, verbal test, oral test. Okay, then written test. Then all these steps or process may be there. But in some organization, within a day, within a short period of time, they will complete the selection process. So that is their policy. Each organization will have their own policies in selection. Okay. So that selection policy also differ from organization to organization. Then cost factor or budget factor. Cost, the amount to be spent. Budget, if they spend a lot of money for the selection process, if an organization is offered to spend a large amount, then the process will be more, isn't it? The process also will have many tests. But if an organization is not offered to spend a large amount, their process will be very less. The level of educational qualification. Educational qualification. Educational qualification, then experience, exposure. So the process, this selection process depends upon the educational qualification or their experience. Okay, for the post. For example, the higher post, maybe the CEO, managing director, the management post, there they will have the selection process will be very short, because for that higher qualified post we may not have many candidates, so the process also will be less short. Okay, but if the qualification and experience everything is less, they may invite many applications. Okay, they may receive many applications, then the selection process will be more, as we studied in the second point, number of candidates. For lower job we will receive more applications. For higher level employment we will receive less number of applications. Okay, so here the level of educational qualification, experience and exposure are very high, then they may receive very less applications, so the selection process also will be very short. But if the candidates are more and many are competing for the same job, then the process will be long. Okay, these are the factors that affect the selection process, that decide the selection process, either it is a higher one or a shorter one. All these are the factors. Now the importance of selection, the next heading, importance of selection. What is the importance of selection? The first one is good talent. That is very important, isn't it? Anywhere if we go, or any organization, one who conduct interview or test, they will be thinking to select the talented people, isn't it? Any organization, they want to appoint the talented candidates. Okay, talented persons. Only then their productivity and profitability will increase. Understand? If production is increasing, then what will increase? The profit also. Okay, because only they can produce more, and if they produce more, their profit will be more. So anywhere they'll be, that is very important, they have to appoint the talented people. Understand? Then better efficiency. That is a related point, isn't it? If they are talent, then they will be efficient only, isn't it? If they select the right person, only then the work will be a qualified one. Quality work can be done, or efficient work can be done only from the efficient employees. So when they select, they have to select the talented and efficient people. Why? In order to achieve the objectives. Objectives will be what? Productivity and profitability. Okay. That is, I told you, it is related point. Okay, good efficiency, good talent and better efficiency. If these two are there, it will reduce the cost of training. That is the third point. Reduced cost of training and development. If they have appointed the talented people and the efficient people, that employer organization or the organization one who appoints them do not need to give this training to those people whom they have appointed, because they themselves have the talent, inborn talent. Okay, then they are efficient to do that particular work. They do not need to teach them how they have to work, and okay, in all the rules and regulations, everything they do not need to give them. So that cost will be reduced. Okay, because we are going to learn in the next lesson, after selection and placement, training is there. Okay, they have to give various types of training. There, the candidates, those who do not have the proper knowledge of the job, for those people only this training will be given. But here, if the candidates, or if the people, those who are selected, or the employees, those who are appointed as efficient and talented people, the cost of training will be reduced. Then reduced turnover. What is the reduced turnover? Turnover, you may not say, the other one is sales. This is not the point. Okay, here the turnover means the employees will leave the organization. Okay, so it will reduce, the turnover will be reduced. How? They will, if we have appointed the efficient, talented people, they may work efficiently, their cost of training will not be there, they will increase the production, they will increase the profitability. Then what is happening? The employer will never leave these people outside the organization. They themselves will have the satisfaction of working in that organization. So what is getting reduced? The turnover. So reduced turnover, that means the leaving of the employees from the organization is called turnover. That will be get reduced. Okay, then the next one, job motivation. So what is the job motivation? So the same, it is related to this point only. Okay, if we have selected the right person and we have placed in the right job, so they will motivate, that they themselves will motivate to work effectively and efficiently, isn't it? Because they too feel that they are in a proper place. They too have their satisfaction that I am appointed in a right place. Okay, so they can contribute um, their to the maximum. Okay, they too can work. The employees can also work their maximum to the organization. The organization also are satisfied with the people those whom they have appointed. Okay, then some other benefits are also there. Other benefits. What are the other benefits that they have? Here, if a person does not know how to work in a machine, one who has to work under a machine, what he may do in order to switch on, he may do some other thing, or he must be very careful, and if he is not efficient in running that machine properly, often there may be accidents, isn't it? Because of his inefficiency. So if a good person, if a talented or efficient persons are selected and appointed, that accidents will be minimized, isn't it? Or they may, if they are physically well and he may not take leave, so his productivity increases. Like that, they have many other benefits also if that candidate is selected properly. Okay students, now we will mark the here no other questions, okay, under this heading. So you just have a because all the selection process they have asked fully, so you have to learn up to that 9 process, okay, the up to the contract of employment. Factors and importance is not given, so okay, but you have to read. They may ask you the any questions. We cannot say that every time they will ask only the questions that is there. Sometimes for the compulsory question they will ask the question which is not available at the back of the lesson. Okay students, so you read these two headings and the other one, the selection process. Okay, thank you students.